so today I'm back with a review for a new program. It's a monthly subscription service, kind of like Birchbox or Ipsy if you do beauty, but this is actually a food subscription. So for all of you foodies out there, this is something really new and exciting. I've never seen anything like this before, and I was super excited when the company contacted me so that I can show it to you guys. This is called the Jungle Stand, and this is what the box looks like. It's the very first box that they have out, and I had the honor and the great pleasure of being able to taste test this. And let me just tell you, it's a super exciting subscription. It's a monthly program, and you can cancel it at any time, just like any other of the programs that are out there. It's $9.92 a month, and there's no additional for shipping or handling. It's billed the first of every month, which is really awesome, and they send out the boxes between the 5th and the 7th days of the month. So you usually get those boxes within the first 7 days or so of the month. Now, it is a California-based company, so for those of you who are on the East Coast like myself, it probably will take almost the 7 days to get the boxes to you. Now, I got my box really quick, so I'm not really sure. And again, this is the first month, so I'm not really sure how to judge that. Now, as far as the boxes go, every month you'll be doing a tasting bar. What a tasting bar is it consists of a box with several different samples of things for you to try. And they're all packaged very cutely and sealed, which I will show you in the box. And at this time, there is no way to determine if you have food allergies for nuts and gluten and things like that, but they're hoping, I'm sure, in the future to change that. So right now, there's no way to do those preferences. So if there's something that you know you're allergic to, they do put all the ingredients and information in here. You can always opt out and give it to a friend or a family member to try. One of the great things that I absolutely love about this thing is they also do what they call a palate cleanser. Now, I wasn't a big-time foodie before this, but I actually am really starting to enjoy trying different types of food products. So I thought this was really cool. And I'm sorry that it's not all here, but I've tried this. This is actually the third time I'm filming this video. I've had major camera issues. I've actually had to go out and buy a new camera. So I apologize that half of this is already eaten, but they give you a palate cleanser, which is this cracker right here. They give you a set of 2 crackers. And the trick is to take a bite in between each of the samples that you try to cleanse your palate so that you don't have any aftertaste of those particular foods in your mouth before you try the next sample. So anyway, right now we're going to get started. I'll show you all about this. And for those of you who are going to ask, right now they're not doing gift subscriptions. They're hoping to do that in the future. If you guys have any other questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below and I'll try and answer them as best as I can. You can also visit their website as well, which the information will be in the down bar. So this is the box. This is what it looks like. It's how it comes to you. And I'll try not to dump this all over, but this is how it's packaged. As you can see, there's some really nice pieces of flare material that explain all about the subscription. And they're very nice and they're colorful, and they did a really great job of that. So this is just the first card showing you what the subscription's about, and thank you so much for enjoying it and things like that. So that's really great. And then the next thing that they do is kind of like your other subscription boxes. They provide you with a card explaining all the different things that you're getting and about those different items. So that's what this is. And so the front tells you all about, this is the back, and this tells you all about the items in your box and how to determine which item is which. And then the back tells you a little bit about this month's box and, how they came about the box. So that's that information right there. And as you guys can see, this month's box is about cookies. So I guess several months ago, they did a cookie taste-off, and different types of tasters and professionals had tasted 80 different cookies that entered a contest, and they picked the top 3. And those top 3 are actually in this box. And then they also chose 3 of the store brands that are in this box as well, which were not part of the contest. So the top 3 are your winners for the cookie contest, and then the bottom 3 are big store brands. Now, as you guys will notice, there's different colored dots on each of the cookies. And each colored dot is how you determine which cookie is which I will show you. And again, I apologize. The first 2 videos, I actually tasted the cookies on camera, and you got to see my reactions firsthand. Unfortunately, that footage was lost, and I apologize. You guys know I like to give it to you straight up, and I like to do it right on camera. So I apologize. If I have the ability to taste test another box, I will make certain that I'll do it on camera. I'll test out the video before I start tasting. But I do have some of the samples left to show you, and I will graphically explain how each one of them tasted because you won't be able to see my expressions, which were a bummer because they were really good the first time to show you the expressions. But this is what it looks like. They're all packaged, and as you notice, each one of them has a colored dot on them, and that colored dot coincides to the card that I will be showing you guys as well. So let me get started so this isn't super duper long because I want to explain about what each of the samples were like. So the first one was this green one, and it looks like this, and it's the oat with cranberry and bittersweet chocolate. It's a crisp 100% whole wheat cookie, and at first bite you can taste and smell bittersweet chocolate. When you get to the cranberries, it will fill your mouth with sweetness. Strong aftertaste, strong linger, and the thickness allows it to be both brittle and chewy. Now let me be honest about this cookie. It was disgusting. And I was told to be very honest and specific, and you guys know I'm a very honest person. Some people love that about me, and some people hate that about me. I'm sorry, but I'm an honest person, and I want to give you guys my honest opinion. So at first smell, you can definitely smell the bittersweet chocolate as well as the oats in the cookie. I don't smell the cranberry when I smell the actual cookie, but when I bit into the actual cookie, the chocolate tasted like cheap chocolate, if that makes any sense to you guys. If you've ever had a no-name brand cookie and you taste the chocolate and it's just cheap tasting. Also, when you bite into the cookie and you get a big chunk of that cranberry, which I'll try and show you guys the cranberry. I'm trying to make sure because the camera's over this way. But there's a big chunk of cranberry in there. When you take a bite of the cranberry, it's supposed to be a sweetness. Now, to me, it was so bitter, it kicks you in the back of the throat. Like when you eat something that's sour and it kind of gives you that little, like that pucker look. That's what it was like on the first time when I tried this cookie on camera. It was just a bittery looking face that I had, and you could just tell that it was just so bitter, and the cranberry just kicked you in the back of the throat. And to me, it was just too bitter of a cranberry taste. The chocolate was just too gross. It tasted super artificial, and I didn't like that cookie at all. The second one was a rosemary sesame cookie. It's a salted shortbread bite. And at first bite, you'll get full rosemary sesame flavor. It's a nice linger and the only cookie in the bar that's savory and salty. Now, let me be completely honest with you. This one was absolutely disgusting as well. It looks like this, and I'll try and take a piece out to show you guys. There was 3 little cookies in the package, and when you smell this, it smells like you just opened a bottle of rosemary, which I use for sauces. And it's just absolutely disgusting. The smell of rosemary just does not scream cookie to me. And when I took a bite of this, it was disgusting. I actually did the little, where you want to just spit it out, but you don't want to be rude on camera. And the pieces of sesame seed are to be determined. I mean, I see 1 or 2 little pieces of sesame seed. But for it to be a sesame and rosemary cookie, I would have thought they would have put it packed with sesame seeds. I didn't really taste the sesame flavor at all, and I'm a big sesame lover, but this to me was not a cookie that I would enjoy as a dessert like most cookies. I would find this to be something as like a biscuit that I would eat with pasta. So this one was absolutely disgusting. Okay, and the last of the cookies for the actual cookie contest was this one, and it's the sea salt caramel cookie, and that was just my cat. I'm just making sure she's okay. It's a sea salt caramel cookie, and this was a traditional French wafer. Now, this cookie, it says, has a crispy texture with a mouthful of pure sweet caramel. I'm going to be honest with you, this was my absolute favorite cookie out of all 6, and I only liked 2 of the cookies out of the 6. And this one was my absolute favorite. I loved it so much that the first 2 times that I filmed this video, I ate the entire cookie wafer. So I had to save one so that you guys could actually see what the cookie looks like. It is a very thin wafer, and when you smell it, you can smell the buttery caramel scent, and it is absolutely amazing. Oh, it just smells so buttery and so sweet. And when you taste the wafer, if any of you have ever tasted Pirouette cookies, they're by Pepperidge Farm, they almost look like a cookie straw, and they have like a fudgy cream in the middle. That's what the texture of the outside reminds me of this cookie. It's a very light, thin wafer, super buttery in texture, has a great caramel flavor to it. It's not overwhelming with butter. It's not overwhelming with caramel flavor. It's just right, and I think it's a perfect after-dinner dessert cookie because it's light and flaky, and I absolutely love these cookies, and I wish that you could get them somewhere around here. That was definitely an award winner, and like I said, I only liked 2 out of the 6 cookies. So the next three were your big box, big store brand cookies. So store cookies that you find at your local Walmart, grocery store, things like that. So the first one was this red chocolate chip cookie, and this is compared to the other big brand chocolate chip cookies. It looks smoother, and it's made to appeal to the occasional cookie eater. Now, before I even tried this cookie, I ripped it open, and I looked at it, and I said, this is a Chips Ahoy cookie. Now, I could be completely wrong, but I will guarantee 99.9% of my marriage on this cookie that it's a Chips Ahoy cookie. That's how sure I am. Now, when you smell a Chips Ahoy cookie, it's got a very distinct cookie smell, and it has a very distinct artificial chocolate smell, if that makes any sense. Also, when you taste this cookie, it's got that chocolatey smell flavor as well as you can taste the salt in a Chips Ahoy cookie. I don't know why, but Chips Ahoy cookies have a little bit of a salty taste to them. And when you smell it, I think you can smell the salty taste a little bit. But this actually was one of my favorites as far as the store brand cookies. This was my favorite out of the three of those because I do eat Chips Ahoy cookies. I do buy them at Walmart frequently, and I do like them a lot, even though they're a, cheap version of a chocolate chip cookie. The next one is this cinnamon oatmeal cookie, and I do have the little packet here as well. This was the blue tag, and this one reminds me of an Archway cookie, the ones that you get in the little box. And when I smell this, I smell more oatmeal than I do cinnamon, and when I took a bite of this cookie, it had a lot to be desired. I did not like the icing at all. The icing tastes like fake imitation vanilla icing. It was very thin, very dry, and even when you chew it in your mouth mixed with your saliva, it didn't really warm the vanilla up to make it kind of smooth. It still kind of tasted very powdery and flaky. I also didn't really taste any of the cinnamon. I tasted more of the oatmeal cookie than anything. I didn't really taste any cinnamon flavor to it. So I was extremely disappointed in this. And I feel like some of the store brand cookies that I've had that were iced oatmeal cookies were a lot better than this one. So I'm not sure what brand this was, but it really was not a pleasant one. And the last one was what they called the chocolate chip orange. It looked like this. It was a packet with a little orange sticker, and it was another chocolate chip cookie. Now, this one was by far one of the most disgusting cookies I've ever tasted in my life. To smell it, it smells super artificial and disgusting. It doesn't even really smell like a chocolate chip cookie would smell. But here's what the description says. It says, compared to other big brand chocolate chip cookies, this one is more brittle, looks more homemade, and the chocolate chips are more spread evenly throughout, but it doesn't overwhelm your mouth. Now, it does say alert. This one does have an artificial taste to it. Now, to be completely honest with you, it does have a super artificial taste to it. When you bite into the cookie, it completely crumbles in your mouth, almost like a dust, if that makes any sense, like a dusted cookie. It tastes very artificial. The chocolate tastes super duper artificial, and I don't like the aftertaste. It has a very, very distinct aftertaste. To smell it, it smells like burnt chocolate, if that makes any sense. If you've ever made something in chocolate and it burns, that distinct artificial burnt chocolate smell, that's exactly what this cookie smells like, and it doesn't taste much better. So really did not like this cookie at all. So of all these cookies, the only one that I really love was the sea salt caramel, and then of course the one that was like the Chips Ahoy cookies, in my opinion. So overall, I really enjoyed this box. I thought it was super fun to sit down and try all the different samples. I think the great thing about a subscription like this is if you're like me and you love to try new things, it's great to sit down and maybe have a few girlfriends over and kind of do this as something you guys do once a month, like a little tasting party. You can have your girlfriends over, have a couple of cocktails, or if you're underage, have a couple of spirits, like some sparkling water with some lemon in it, and have everybody over and kind of sit down and maybe have like a little notepad, and you guys can all sit down and go over your little thoughts and opinions about all the different things that you've tasted. I think it would be super fun to do with friends or family or even by yourself. Overall, I think it was super duper exciting, fun way to get to try something new. I don't really branch out into the food that much. I love to cook, I love to bake, but I've never tried anything like this, so I was really excited to do so. So I will have all the information down below if you guys are interested in trying it out, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!